this is no lottery. You understand? Some people and run off for what? Oh, because I just want to put it on social media. If you have to put social media, jump off a bridge. You know, you'll get hits.
This is a podcast.
Today we'll be discussing a bunch of random topics, but we're going to start off with Jussie Smollett. And we've got a special guest with us today. His name is Leslie Aguilar. Say hi.
Hey, hello everybody.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing Jussie Smollett. So for those who don't know about him, Helen's going to do a quick summary of the situation.
Okay, so he's he has one of the star roles in like the popular show Empire on Netflix, I believe.
No, it's not Netflix. Okay, it's not Netflix. But I think it's on American TV, but it also shows on British TV.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
So he was recently caught in a scandal. It was basically about him being attacked. It
was like an acid attack or something.
Acid attack?
No, and someone threw a liquid on him.
Mm-hmm. Apparently he got attacked by two Nigerian guys.
Well, okay, we didn't know he was Nigerian at first. Did he say that when he was interviewed? Okay, I think the first story I heard was when it just said he'd been attacked and he'd called the police, and I think the attack was related to him,
his sexuality.
Yeah, and also if you didn't know, he's gay, and it was also something about someone shouting, "This is MAGA country." I remember that. I think in the story he said like when they threw the liquid on him, they shouted, "This is MAGA country." Okay, so continue.
Yeah, so it's just come out that he was basically a suspect. People didn't believe his story because there wasn't enough evidence. Apparently it wasn't caught on CCTV or anything like that. They just kind of caught the two guys like behind them, from what I saw anyway. Mm-hmm. But he's now been... He might be facing charges of, I think it's 1 to 3 years of jail time, I think it was, for obviously falsely accusing or falsely, fabricating the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have any questions or any thoughts so far?
First of all, the big issue is with the terminology is allegedly, but some people...
Okay, allegedly, but he's been charged. According to recent...
he should be charged if...
He's been charged with staging the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You understand? If you're looking for fame, there are different ways of doing it. But don't try to criminalize, because when you say someone has attacked you and because your skin color or your sexuality preferences and things like that, you're actually pinpointing to a direction, and yet you stage the whole issue. So I think 6 months is little for the guy. Yeah, they should forget about him.
Okay, so I think go on.
Apparently he hired the guys though. Everything was staged.
I heard it was something to do with someone, his like gym person put him in contact with. This is I'm not certain. This is from what I can remember, but it was his like gym or his gym trainer or something, and he put him into contact with these two guys.
Where did this incident happen? Which country? Where?
America. He's on Empire, you know, the show with Lucius Lyon and Cookie.
He's been sacked from his.
Apparently, actually, I think it was. I don't know how recently he posted it, like literally in the last couple of days. He was advertising his new album coming out on the 2nd of March, I think it was. He tweeted about it. So now people think that he was basically staging that whole thing so he would get more publicity for when his album got released.
Seriously, it is wrong. I mean, 2 days ago, this guy... I was reading about this, this lady was killed in Scotland, and the guy's been punished, not even thinking about his parole, because 3 people were put in, for the crime, and yet he knew about that they didn't commit the crime.
Okay, so he did it.
No.
Or the
person who now he's caught because DNA was invented. That's how they knew the 3 didn't do it.
But so it's like the story of like now false imprisonment. Yes. So it's like on top of him killing someone, he's taking like years of someone else's life, because now if you got put in for 5 let's say for life.
And then you go, it's a stigmatization, because we have a big issue with gays and lesbians, especially coming from the African continent side of it. And when these things happen, the other people see it. Yes, even the so-called westernization, the black people even have that same problem. They don't accept it, and it doesn't help the people in Africa with the same issue. So for just that, sending the wrong image, sending the wrong information.
As in, it's one thing to say you've been attacked, but it's one thing to say like they attacked you and they shouted something at you of racial or homophobic.
Yes, exactly.
As in, like that makes
Should
it
have
sound.
just said, it was a random attack. I don't know why they did it. It's not good. Because imagine if he had got away with it, even as a random attack, the police would be around that area, starting to question people.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they have more important things to do. But just because, for whatever reason, he wants to be a star, or he wants his
allegedly
score. No, he wants to be a star. Allegedly, he said he was attacked. That's correct. But instead of those officers doing more important jobs and whatever, they have this, they have to go in there. I mean, just for that case, they would have spent literally over 50 hours. Yeah, not on that particular day, but calling this person, making that call, and so on. Yeah, and worst thing is giving the wrong impression of the whole thing.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So this leads us on to like the next topic perfectly. So we're talking about like social media and the effects of social media. So I think probably one of the most important things about what's happening is he was, like you said, like allegedly people are speculating that he's releasing an album. So for him, like now it boosted his social media presence, and it's basically like, if you think about it, it's kind of like an advert, because like now you're on people's minds.
It's become relevant, so perfect timing to release.
Yeah. And apparently when he was performing, he said he was the Tupac of something. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. I saw that. Whether it's, I don't like, so it's still allegedly, but he did mention that he's the Tupac of something. I'll see if I can find the quote. So now, how do you feel about that and social media and stuff like that? People trying to stay relevant because it's no longer about the art form.
Listen,
for someone.
There are a few things I agree. That's my personal opinion about when people start looking for a reason or an excuse, like someone say, it's company policy, it's social media, it's da. Yeah, it's all human. There's nothing such as company. There's nothing just comes out flying and say, this is a company. It's humans. It's a human nature. We make the decisions. Yes, we do have social media, but there's nothing social about the media which sends its own. Yeah, like we are doing a podcast now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's us who are talking. It's us who will say certain things, and certain people will agree or disagree.
But I guess like the argument is like some people will over exaggerate themselves for the purpose of social media. So like now, obviously like we're being ourselves, but some person might now start like swearing or talking loud or like pretending to be something they're not for the purpose of getting popular.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not social media. It's what the people like hearing.
Okay.
You understand?
Or what they think the people like to hear.
You guys like listening to music.
Okay.
Yeah? The moment, if I play country song, because that's what I like, country music and all this, you guys say, look at that old guy, he's past his retirement age, Shut the guy down or something. You know, Tupac or whatever music, whatever. So sometimes people are just going with what people like hearing or what people like listening to. Yeah? To get their...
So what you're saying is
their ratings up.
So what you're trying to say exactly? So you're just saying it's them performing the action, it's them deciding.
Yeah, they're looking for ratings, because even when you go for a career in acting or anything, if you don't have a rating, you understand, no one is going to take you, because look at it here. This is a movie. It's a dead case story. Yeah, this movie is not going to hit. Yeah, no one is going to come into the movie. Yeah, what people like hearing and what seeing, that's the direction you go. We are doing something here. Tomorrow, we'll sit and be discussing something else, because you think, on this one, we just got like 200,000 hits, and our aim is like for 1.5 million hits. People like to hear something else. They don't like to hear. So weekend, what people like to hear, maybe you'll discuss about football. There's a big boxing match. If you're talking about dancing on ice, no one is going to want to listen. So it's all about where the hits are coming from, because if, like I was saying earlier, if you have a movie and it's a dead hit, and you get Denzel to play a role, it may not hit out that much, but at least people will go and watch it.
As in, just because it's Denzel.
Yes.
It may be a crap movie, but you're like, if Denzel's in it, there must be something.
Yes, there must be a storyline. Yeah. So now it stops becoming a movie, starts becoming a storyline. You understand? So you just want to have followers. So when you go, you want it to be on your CV. You understand? Yeah? On YouTube, I had 2 million hits for this, constantly for over this one. Whatever the case is, they're not going to tell you, or they're not going to ask you, what was the hit about? You understand? So if he went there and said, I was best, maybe he'll get the whole community because he said ta-ta-ta. That's why he was best.
And especially with MAGA countries, so it becomes a racial thing.
Yes, and then, you understand? And the hits come from all, because everyone is on YouTube, everyone, not only in America, even in Africa, they'll think, you know what? These things we know is happening.
Okay, so let me read a bit more about it. Okay, so this is basically Empire. So Empire is the show that he was on. So Empire is like a soap with songs, I would say. So it's like a drama show, but it has like its main focus is on
it's focused on music.
Yeah. So he was releasing a song, and the Chicago police have said, this is the superintendent, his name is Eddie Johnson, said that Smollett, I don't know if it's Smollett or Smollett, so I'm just going to say Smollett, orchestrated the attack. He was unhappy with his salary on the show, and that he paid two brothers $3,500 to commit the supposed hate crime. So that's the...
See, I think what it is that people like to hear drama. Like, in everything, people just, like, okay, if you're someone who watches YouTube a lot, the videos that get the most clicks are when people are having a divorce, or there's a breakup, or there's a fight that's happened. People always click on the dramatic videos. That's what gets the most clicks. So, like, I feel like with this, I'm shocked that I never expected it from him. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think it's just on the same basis. He knows that people are gonna be drawn to the drama, and then that will.
But that's exactly my point. You're not expecting from him. So when you hear about it, you're going to, oh my God, yes, oh my God, let's see what happened to this guy. Oh, this is not it. You probably call another 10 or 15 friends who were not interested, but now they're interested in the story to why this actually happened. Or maybe the bigger picture. He wanted to get sick leave and get paid because, the interest in Empire was going. So they would have to pay him while he's sick off.
Yeah.
They can't sack him.
But also, like, because he actually did tweet, I think it was for the 2nd of March, but he actually did tweet about the album whilst this whole thing was going on. So it's like...
And he performed as well after the attack.
Yeah, so...
Because that's why he was saying the whole Tupac thing, he had gone for a performance.
Yeah. So the timing, I don't know, the timing of all of it makes him suspect, to be honest.
It's not only the timing.
And I think
also... the direction to
and I think
why the attack took place, how it took place. You understand, if someone says random, someone will think, you know what, maybe they're having their little arguments or something, but to actually specify a particular attack, why he was attacked, particularly for whatever issue, you understand, it just changes the image, because, even I don't like to be stopped by police, leave alone to be whatever. I don't like to even be questioned by police. The moment it's up, I said, why do you pick on me?
I think it's just a natural instinct. Like, whenever you see, like, a police or something, you automatically feel like you're doing something bad. Like, it may not be true, but you know what I mean? Like, as soon as you see, like sometimes you're at the train station and you see them, like, holding their guns and stuff, like, especially if you go through Liverpool Street, and you're like, oh my gosh, like...
That's why I don't work in central London. It's too much of... But not because of that, but honestly speaking, these guys questioned a lot of other people before they realized. So
they questioned the guys. So the guys were caught on camera and they were taken into custody. Now, obviously, if this is the case and they're saying that they were paid 3,500, I'm sure they didn't think it was worth the hassle. They probably thought they would attack this guy, they wouldn't get caught, and they would make 3,500.
But it was staged, so he wasn't. There's no evidence of him actually being attacked.
No, that's what I'm saying. As in, it was staged. As in, like when I say attack, let me just clarify. When I say attack, as in I pretend. As in, like you pay me,
It's
so
good.
as in, it's worth the 3,500 is worth the hassle of me pretending to attack you if I don't get caught. The moment that you're caught on CCTV and you're brought into questioning, it's no longer worth 3,500. Because 3,500 isn't a lot of money anyway. And if they already got paid, they're not going to go to jail for hate crime, which is so serious.
No, they're going to go to jail.
They're going to, as in, they would rather go to jail for being paid to do this.
There's no rather. They are. In my opinion, I think the guys who stage it and are accepted to stage it is no different from someone handling stolen property.
I agree. But
so they should also go in.
No, they're going to go in, but that's what I'm saying. But as in, like, when you're called into questioning, you'd rather go in for performing a fake crime than go in for attacking someone, and it's a hate crime. As in, you're not going to confess. Which one would you rather be in jail for? You'd rather be in jail for...
I would rather not be in jail.
Yeah, as in you okay, you wouldn't do it, but I'm not saying... Well, obviously, none of us would do that. Even if someone offered us money, we wouldn't do it. Yeah. But I'm just saying...
No. I think the guys, just like I think, in my personal opinion, the guys who handle stolen property should go in more than the thief. Because if no one...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you think the brothers should have...
more time than the guy who told them. Because if someone comes to me and tells me, Leslie, here's 5,000 pounds, yeah? You know, just dump me and run. You understand? I said, dump you for what? You understand? This is no lottery. You understand? Dump you and run off for what? Oh, because I just want to put it on social media. If you want to put social media, jump off a bridge. You know, you'll get hits.
Oh, wow.
No, the people who are doing it, you understand? But don't give the wrong impression that there's a hate crime, there's people who don't like you, you understand? And things like that. And yet there are people who are suffering those things. There are people in countries where there's hate crimes. You understand? Now you are doing it in a country where I'm not saying it's not there. We have a few people, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, not a few, as in, like, there's communities.
Yeah, but
as in, it's not to an extent. It's not where the whole population feels that something is wrong.
And trust me, the guy who did it earns maybe 20 times more than me, and I'm happy.
The guy, as in, Jussie makes that much, but as in, the guys who are doing it, the two guys, I'm sure they don't earn that much because
look for proper jobs. No, if you're looking for shortcuts,
I'm not agreeing with what they did, but I think the person who orchestrated it and thought of it was more guilty.
No.
As in, he thought of it, he had the mind to think of doing something wrong and paying someone.
Even where I work, you know the amount of people who come and say, you know what, just do this. Just give me pop, and I'll get away with it and you don't need to worry. Yes, I need to worry. It's not pop. Nothing is that simple.
I think in the society that we live in today, though, like, money is power. So I feel like because he has the money to give to them, I don't know, there's a lot of people nowadays, especially in America, that
when you think about 3,500 isn't a lot of money.
Listen, to me, a smile is power. Go to those countries where there's war and somebody is just looking for a smile. That is power, not money. He chose money is his power.
I know, we agree. No, that's what I'm saying. We agree with you. I don't think money is power. I don't think money is everything.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But in the society we live in, a lot of people have that mentality.
Okay, then that's the choice. So if that's your choice, then you have to live with it. You understand? Mm-hmm. So those guys who chose to do this, to waste the police time, A, B, C, D, all of them, you understand? They should pay for it. Especially the guy, to discourage other people to think, oh, you know what, we'll get away with it because the guy who will pay us, he'll go in for 20 years, we'll get a slap on the hand.
Is it now?
Okay, just to teach him a lesson.
Yes, exactly. So
no, I'm sure now they got less time.
No.
Because they must have, in exchange for the information, gotten a reduced sentence. Like, I say I know information about why this happened, I can tell you who did this and why. It happens all the time in America. You make a deal, they offer you a lesser charge. all the time. And they were brothers, so they're not going to sell each other. They were brothers caught at the same time. Who are they going to sell?
They sold themselves for the first place because
They didn't sell themselves. They were
look,
caught
if
on
I have
camera.
two brothers, I'll tell the guy, why do you need the two of us to do the job? If you're going to pay him 5 and 5, pay us 10, one of us will do the job. So if only one person is caught, now that goes to show you the intelligence they had in the first place. Do you understand? Why take the two of us to say there's a hatred crime? You understand? No intelligence. They need to go in. You understand? They're not twins to say we needed to do it together. You understand? Huh? So go in, both of them.
Okay.
What do you think about what I'm saying? It's true. Yeah? Why come to two brothers and say, okay, I'm going to say hate crime, two guys? No. Say, put my brother aside. Yeah. Pop, I do the job, say it's me, only one person. But it just goes to show the intelligence they have.
And if they were twins, one of them could have been established. Been established in the alibi.
No,
You can go sit at Pizza Hut while I commit the crime, and then you can say that was me, and another one can say that one was me. Reasonable doubt.
Exactly. You understand? They could not, but now you go and the both of you go and say, yeah, we did it. And then when you're taken for questioning and say, you better talk. The first one who talks will get away lightly. And you blabber up like a Bosch speaker. You understand? Huh? They need to go in. Because number one, they have no brains. I just wonder what those guys who collaborated and got the $3,000, if it's in America, you should think it's dollars, what actually their lifestyle was. Were they
That's
working?
what we're talking about.
What, they were not working, they just
No,
got the
that's what
3,000.
we're talking about. Those are the two brothers, the ones who took the 3,000.
No, I'm not saying no, but what's their lifestyle? What were they?
They were Nigerian, right?
Yeah, but I think they're like one's a personal trainer or something.
Yeah, that must have been why. That's why I got the personal trainer confused about. I think one of them was his personal trainer. I don't know.
Yeah, I should have just dropped the dumbbell on the guys. That was the case. No, that's what I'm saying. You see, look, everyone who does their job, yeah, they're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Be it a thief, policeman, they're good
Okay,
at
not
their job.
everyone's good at their jobs, but okay.
No, but they know their jobs.
Okay.
You understand? What I'm trying to say is very simple. When the police comes, you're a personal trainer. You work there, and you are against whatever the guy was saying is gay because they didn't like the gay thing.
No,
So-
I think what they said was he said when he was attacked they just shouted, "This is MAGA country," or something to do with MAGA.
Or
Yeah,
sometimes
whatever the
How
reason.
was it?
No, whatever the reason, whatever was shouted, but he's a personal trainer. While the guy was bench pressing 200 pounds or something, the guy would have just tickled him under his armpits. You understand?
But
he
it
didn't
was
need to wait for the
planned.
guy round the corner.
But that's what I'm saying. He orchestrated it.
But that's what I'm telling you. So the police know their job. They knew if this guy wanted to finish the guy, they didn't need to come out and do it. There's a lot of other places they could do it. That's why they got the answers very fast.
Anyway, he's still denying it. So
No, the guy will deny it. What about those guys? The ones with the brothers. You know, I'll tell you, I've seen clowns in my life. But those ones.
Okay. What if you got offered more money? What if you got offered if it was like, okay, I'll give you a
50K.
cool 50K to do it, and obviously he's gonna sell it to them. He's gonna tell them, oh, you're not gonna get caught. It's just for ...
Listen, I'll tell
So
you
you wouldn't
something.
take it?
In my life, you can't buy happiness. You understand? Because the moment you're in conspiracy, you're waiting for a knock on the door.
But then
Because
you would have said you
because
would
in
get caught.
conspiracy, because
okay, so I have a bit more information here, guys.
yeah.
So it says here that he was the actor Jussie. He's not gonna appear in the final two scenes of Empire.
He was already sick, the guy.
And he was arrested and turned himself in earlier this week.
Oh, he turned himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he appeared in court on a felony charge of disorderly conduct. That's all he got. So disorderly conduct for allegedly filing a false police report.
Yeah. No, it's not just. You must understand something, yeah? You must understand something. When when you get a charge, not only in US, even here, no one should fall for that thing of he just got. There's a bigger picture to the he just got or she just got. Because your insurance companies will never trust you. You understand? Yeah? The day you put a claim.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking about this particular incident, but if you put something wrong or you say something wrong and someone doesn't take your word for it, you understand? Yeah? They will never trust you, be it whatever you say. So this guy, no one.
As in, he's just got a black mark next to his name. That's what it. As in, because
not only a mark, he's got the black over his head. You understand? It's like now no one wants to look at him. If you see him, you cross the street. Even charge me for jaywalking. Yeah? But the moment I see the guy, I'm not associated with him.
I get what you mean, though, because even with me, like I said, I didn't expect it from him. So, like, before I would say, yeah, I like this actor, like, he's cool. But now I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know now, like.
Yeah.
I don't even think, what do you call these things, the shows they have in central London? When they have this Mamma Mia and all this thing.
Theatre.
Yeah. Even theatre, they won't take him. I'm telling you, they won't. Even in theatres, they will not employ. So whatever is invested, push.
That's if he's found guilty.
No. The moment you're in limelight, no one wants to know you. Trust me. The moment look, just see on the newspaper and they get the wrong face. He was rushing out with the handbag, and it's my face. You understand? The boss will say, you know what? We have to wait to see this case because this guy looks like you.
As in, usually the cry for the wrong is more loud than the cry for the truth.
Yes.
As in, once your face is already there, whether 2 weeks later they say it was the wrong person, they're not going to post that.
Yeah, it's like the story, the one when we were talking earlier about the lady who was murdered in Scotland, White or something like that. You understand? The five guys who got to Abdullah something and whatever, 5 guys were put in for. You understand? You think, even if they're released, someone will still think, they were wrongly accused. So here's this job. He's waiting for you.
No. As in, you won't remember that story.
Not only that, they will say, okay, yes, they didn't commit the crime. But for the police to go and pick them.
Not even that, but I think it's more so. More people know about the original story than they will about whether it's truth or lie.
No, it's not about the story. It's about what? Look.
It's just a fact of life. As in, like, if the newspaper gets something wrong, when they print the story and they say so-and-so did this, that's front page. But when they confess and now say, oh, sorry, we got this wrong, we didn't fully do our research, that's not going to be on the front page. That's going to be on the page. It's going to be a little side blob on blah, blah. So you're automatically always going to remember. When you think of it, you're not going to go and Google it. You're going to remember, oh, so-and-so was attached to this thing.
At the end of the day, even newspapers are business people.
Yeah, as in him like falsifying a report is more of a news story than him being found innocent of it.
Again, talking about it, the only person who would get into problem is what you call the chief auditor or something, or editor. You understand? Because that one will never be employed by any other newspaper because they'll think, you know what, he got this totally wrong. You understand? We're not going to take a chance with this guy because you have to investigate.
But then again, it comes back to that point of, we're not talking about social media, it's hits. Whether
newspapers are not looking for hits.
Of course, everyone's looking for hits.
No. Newspapers, even if you go like now, look, I like reading the news, different newspapers and everything.
Okay.
And most of the newspaper, you have to subscribe with payment. You understand? So you read the news and then you start seeing the fonts starting to fade. And right down says, 50p to read the story. You understand? So, but with if it's on YouTube, you need hits
social media.
In social media, yeah,
because it's all based
hits,
on.
Yeah, because then you allow adverts and everything. That's why the hits is adverts. So this guy, maybe if he was looking for 10 million, maybe he'll get hits on YouTube because companies will still advertise because they think, people still want to read about him. Yes, and he may go in. So, but the guys who will lose out are the indigenous brothers because they don't even have hits. no one will want to train with them in PT. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Why would I want to associate with someone? You said, the moment they go there, I don't see even a gym employing them.
Okay. Now that makes sense.
Because you see what happens, there's a bigger picture to it. Yeah? Because not finger pointing on everything, but is he born American? Is he moved America?
Born.
Oh, yeah. What was his challenge? Because you see, what is happening on the bigger stage, and I'm happy about it, is like when we go like to music, like we have like Afrobeats, it's overtaking, a lot of the lower American music, if you understand.
As in, like, Afrobeat is coming up, basically.
It's overtaking a lot of the lower American, where you listen to rubbish. No, you're not going to listen. I would rather listen to Afrobeats. Different kind of instruments. There's no, what you call it.
So you don't like Tatiana?
Who's Tatiana?
It's a song.
Really?
Tatiana.
No, maybe look. That's the thing. When you get to a certain age, you like the song, but you don't know the song because you know music. The moment you hear someone, look, sometimes I can see someone and someone is playing with just the mouth of them. The moment they start playing, I know this is music. And then I can know when someone is making noise. That's the difference.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Thank you for being on one of our first shows. So we're just going to say bye, and we hope you enjoyed our conversation about Jussie. We'll wait to hear the news on what happens in the future. Helen, do you have anything?
Goodbye, everybody.